Asus is preparing for a mostly white release. Alphacool is looking to cool your RX 9070 and RX 9070 XT nice and chilly, and ASRock is readying up for the RX 9060 XT launch. Welcome to Hardware News, I'm your host Brian, and let's get into the news. Starting off strong with Asus preparing for a white GPU launch. Asus is looking to launch a ROG ASRock Geforce RTX 5090 White Standard and Overclocked editions. The RX 5090 will be receiving the same treatment with the ROG ASRock Geforce RTX 5080 White Standard and Overclocked editions. Unlike the RTX 5090 and 5080, the RTX 5070 Ti will only be receiving one edition, in the form of the Asus TUF Gaming Geforce RTX 5070 Ti White Overclocked edition. The RTX 5070 only receives one edition like its big brother in the Asus Prime Geforce RTX 5070 White Overclocked edition. Unfortunately, the 5060 Ti and 5060 have not had any indications of receiving the same treatment. Very unfortunate news for lower-end white theme builds. And fortunately for mid-range hardware, if you are an owner of one of the 21 RX 9070 and RX 9070 XTs, then you'll have access to some pretty good Waterblocks, with Alphacool launching their Waterblocks for 21 RX 9070 and RX 9070 XTs. Now, while it is never advised to watercool a mid-range GPU, especially when the block costs an estimated €200, AMD is not targeting the high-end this generation. If you're an owner of one of these beautiful GPUs and you want to build a custom water loop, you have some pretty good looking GPU Waterblocks at your disposal. And Asus is leaving high memory speeds at your disposal with their certification for Apacer NOX DDR5 memory for the Asus TUF Gaming Z890-Plus motherboard. The Asus motherboard is able to support up to 256 GB of DDR5 memory, clocked at 9066 megatransfers per second or higher when overclocked, which bodes well for the Arrow Lake CPU performance on desktop. And another Asus motherboard, this time for AMD's B850, presents the custom 600-watt GPU slot designed for specific Asus GPUs, which draw power directly through the motherboard via a specialized connector for a clean design as far as aesthetics are concerned. And keeping in theme with the white GPUs, the motherboard does come in a white color as well. Now, ZOTAC is preparing for a mini-PC powered by the RTX 50 series and Ryzen Strix Halo APUs respectively, the company deciding to equip its mini-PCs in 3 configurations. The EN variant will be equipped with an Intel Core Ultra 7 and a RTX 5070 Ti in an 8.48 liter chassis, and a small 2.65 liter model will be equipped with an Intel Core Ultra 7 and a RTX 5060 Ti 16GB. The EA variant, however, will feature a 2.65 liter chassis with unconfirmed specifications, but with a suspected Ryzen AI Max HX 395+ with the Radeon 8060S integrated GPU, and if they can nail a decent price point, the Strix Halo product may be a good purchase. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the RX 9060 XT 8GB, ASRock allegedly preparing to launch the GPU at Computex 2025, alongside its more appealing 16GB identical twin, disregarding the VRAM capacity. And I will go on record and say that any RX 9060 XT 8GB is a bad purchase, and that AMD should have cut the RX 9070 GRE down and launched a 12GB RX 9060 XT and a 12GB RX 9060 respectively. 2025 is not the year for new 8GB GPU launches. Their time had come and had long since passed. AMD just recently won Gamers Odds with the RX 9070 and RX 9070 XT this generation, and it would be a shame to fumble this far into the launch. If there is a RX 9060 8GB in the works, it should be renamed and priced as a RX 9050 XT. That would be doing the bare minimum. And I'm going to do the bare minimum for this outro. This is the end of the news episode. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I hope to see you all in the next hardware news episode.